pathogenicity of Schistosoma hematobium. An individual swimming or bathing in infected pool of water or coming in contact with infected water is liable to be infected. An individual bathing or swimming in infected pool of water or coming in contact with infected water is liable to be infected. Cercaria, which is the infective stage, stick to the surface of the skin of the bather or swimmer with the help of ventral suckers, and as the water begins to evaporate, it penetrates the skin. Now the infective agent Cercaria. These have free swimming existence and remains in this state for a maximum period of 3 days. Portal of entry. Skin. It penetrates the skin, so portal of entry is the skin. Site of localization. Vesicle, venous plexus, that is bladder. Now look, pathogenesis. The terminal spine egg of Schistosoma hematobium may erode the blood vessels and cause hemorrhage. The schistosomal eggs deposited in the tissues acts like foreign protein and leading to and have irritating effect leading to ground cell infiltration and connective tissue hyperplasia. The tissue reaction results in formation of pseudotubercle around egg. Also known as egg granuloma. The early nodules are highly cellular, consisting of eosinophils, giant cells, monocytes and lymphocytes. Later on, the tissue reaction or cellular reaction tends to disappear and is replaced by whole of fibrous tissue, in the center of which there may be degenerated or calcified egg. Large and progressive granulomatous inflammatory reaction takes place, which can cause diffuse fibrosis. Now the clinical features. The infection caused by Schistosoma hematobium is known as schistosomiasis. schistosomiasis, hematuria, or urinary schistosomiasis, or bilharziasis, or endemic hematuria, The evolution of disease passes through 3 stages. Evolution of disease passes through 3 stages. First, by Cercaria at the site of entrance. Second, by toxic metabolites liberated by growth of growing cystosomally, Third, at the time of egg laying, another by Cercaria at the site of entrance. It is local reaction or dermatitis. It is particularly seen with cystosome, with Cercaria of non-human cystosomes, that is cystosomes adult one being found in birds or small mammals. Second, by toxic metabolites liberated by growing cystosomally. It occurs in the portal blood vessels of liver. In the portal blood vessels of liver. General anaphylactic reaction characterized by fever, urticaria, eosinophilia, early eosinophilia, leukocytosis, enlarged and tender liver, and splenomegaly. This usually occurs in 4th to 5th week. 4th to 5th week of infection. 4th to 5th week of infection, and it is more commonly seen in infection with Schistosoma japonicum, rarely in infection with Schistosoma hematobium. Now at the site of egg laying, the symptoms may be regarded as localized symptoms and usually occurs at 3 to 9 months of infection. 3 to 9 months of infection. The characteristic feature of this is painless terminal hematuria. Painless terminal hematuria. Hematuria means blood in urine. In course of time, adjacent structures of urogenital apparatus may be involved. At first by reversible granulomatous inflammatory reaction and later by irreversible fibrosis and calcification. So this is the pathogenicity and clinical features. Now the lab diagnosis. This occurs by demonstration of eggs of Schistosoma hematobium. First, lab diagnosis. First, by microscopic examination. Microscopic examination of centrifuged urine. Centrifuged deposit of urine. Centrifuged deposit of urine. That's microscopic examination of centrifuge deposits of urine. Second, removal of vesical mucosa. Vesical mucosa by cystoscopic biopsy. This bladder mucosa is divided into two parts. First piece is compressed between two slides and examined under low power of microscope for demonstration of eggs of Schistosoma hematobium. Second piece is placed in fixative for histological examination. Other tests are blood examination shows early eosinophilia, aldehyde test often positive because of high globulin content. C. Complement fixation test. The sera of patients reacts positively with circadial antigen obtained from infected snail's liver. Next, intradermal skin test. This is also done with circadial antigen. It is an allergic test and found to be positive in all varieties of schistosomiasis or all varieties of schistosomes. Now the treatment: dihydroamethine. Dihydroamethine Nilodin, trivalent antimony compounds, which includes tartar emetic, thiabendazole compounds, and miridazole. Now the prophylaxis, eradication of disease in man. Second, prevention of pollution of water by human excreta. Third, destruction of infected snails in endemic areas. Fourth, avoidance of bathing, swimming or washing in infected water. So this is about the Schistosoma hematobium. Second is Schistosoma mansoni. Schistosoma mansoni. Geographical distribution in various parts of Africa and South America. Geographical distribution. Various parts of Africa and South America. Habitat. Adult ones are found in the inferior mesenteric vein draining the sigmoidorectal area. Also found in branches of motor blood vessels. Now the morphology, it is almost similar to that of Schistosoma hematobium. Life cycle, it passes its life cycle in two hosts. Definitive host is man and intermediate host freshwater snails of genus Biomphalaria. Freshwater snails of genus Biomphalaria. Life cycle is from man to snail via water and snail from snail to man again via water. The cystis simuli are carried to the liver. Where develops into adult worm and sexually mature. After that, the path differs and it migrates along the inferior mesenteric vein to reach the capillaries of sigmoidorectal area. Where the eggs are let down and finally escapes through the feces or stool. Now the pathogenicity. The infection caused by Schistosoma mansoni is known as Schistosomiasis mansoni or intestinal bilharziasis or schistosomal dysentery. The visceral form is known as visceral schistosomiasis. The symptoms are chiefly localized into intestine and manifested as dysentery attack. The ectopic lesions includes hepatomegaly, portal hypertension, periportal cirrhosis. Portal hypertension means splenomegaly and hematemesis. Periportal cirrhosis, cor-pulmonale and myelitis. These are the ectopic lesions. Now the lab diagnosis done by demonstration of X of Schistosoma mansoni in microscopic examination of the stool or rectal tissue is removed by rectal biopsy, and it is examined for X of Schistosoma mansoni. The visceral schistosomiasis can be diagnosed by taking the tissue from liver or lungs, digested with potash solutions, and examined for demonstration of X. Other tests are similar to that of Schistosoma hematobium. Treatment and prophylaxis also like that of Schistosoma hematobium. Now the third species is Schistosoma japonicum. Schistosoma japonicum. Geographical distribution: it is a parasite of Far East, being found in China, Japan, Southern Formosa, Philippines, and Burma. Habitat: adult ones are found in following places. First, in the intrahepatic portion of portal hypertension, in the portal blood vessels of liver. Second, superior mesenteric vein draining the ileocecal region. Third, in the rectal venous plexus known as hemorrhoidal. So these are the three common sites where adult ones are found. Morphology: it is similar to that of Schistosoma hematobium. Life cycle: Schistosomia develops into adult one in the intrahepatic portion of liver. After that, it differs in its path and it migrates down to the superior mesenteric vein, reaches the capillaries, of last part of ileum, cecum and ascending colon. The pathogenicity and clinical features. Infection caused by Schistosoma japonica is known as Schistosomiasis japonica or intestinal and hepatic schistosomiasis. The symptoms produced in Schistosoma japonica are more pronounced than Schistosoma mansoni because of larger output of eggs. Due to its location in close proximity of the liver, chances of liver involvement is greater. The pathogenicity is divided into two groups. First, liver periportal cirrhosis. Portal cirrhosis. Second, schistosomal hepatic fibrosis. Liver periportal cirrhosis. It is a granulomatous fibrotic pyeloflebitis. Granulomatous fibrotic pyeloflebitis with terminal scarring around egg, which is reported in the smallest venules of portal blood vessels in the liver. The liver tubules are not affected, and so there is no nodular regeneration of liver cells. The characteristic feature is fibrosis in the portal field, giving an angiomatvoid appearance. Pigmentation is due to deposition of hematine pigments like malarial pigments into the Kupffer cells of liver. Now the schistosomal hepatic fibrosis. Chronic hepatic lesion of schistosomiasis is not a true portal cirrhosis, and it differs from linear cirrhosis and other types of cirrhosis. There is confluent progressive fibrosis in the liver, but liver function tests are not impaired because of compensatory increase in hepatic blood flow. The spleen is enlarged due to mechanical factor, and there is portal hypertension and esophageal varices, rupture of which leads to massive hematomesis. So these are the all three varieties of schistosomes: Schistosome hematobium, Schistosome mansoni, and Schistosome japonicum. Thank you.
सर
हाँ खबर कर देंगे है ना।
ये मंगलवार को ही रहेगा सर।
हाँ हाँ मंगलवार को हम लड़का सबको सब खबर कर देंगे।